Today in the Nerdy Gritty, with coronavirus so rampant around the world, how is it affecting the entertainment industry?
One more world disappears inside it. Just another hopeless addict. Well, they make some man instead. If the drums don't get you, the guitars will.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nerdy Gritty, where we delve deep into the details of pop culture. I'm Fox, and I'm 6 feet away from you right now, so it's okay.
I apologize, but I'm gonna have to cancel this episode to remain. I am Dez alone in my home.
The Chinese market is so important for us. That
Yeah,
really, people going out to the theaters to listen to this podcast are not going to be bringing in that revenue we need. So,
man, it is crazy right now, guys, with everything going on.
Things are happening. So we live in Portland, Oregon.
Yes,
which I learned this morning on the radio, updated like an hour ago. We have a total of 30 cases in the entire state, but we are on the coast and also so close to Seattle that they are taking all the precautions.
Yes.
So things are moving fast.
We're going to be talking about that a lot more, but
Yes.
Suffice to say that Fox and I are going to have some free time because we work for the school district.
Woo!
And school has been canceled.
I'm more excited about it than you are.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to play all the video games.
I'm going to watch all of my children.
Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing come out in 1 week from today, and I was going to be at a conference in Seattle those 2 days.
Yeah, that's not
Friday
happening.
and Saturday. Now it's an online conference, which means it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still going to watch it, but I'm also going to be finishing Doom in the first 12 hours that I own it. So
I'm thankful my kids are at an age where they can take care of themselves for a while now.
They're fine.
I'm definitely
Put
going to
them
be
out
doing
in the
stuff.
backyard, put some hay down, and fill the trough with water. You'll be fine.
Anyway, Fox, you said you had an intro.
I do, and it's...
I'm worried.
Look, I had a great idea. Here's what it is.
Okay.
You eat chips from here every now and then,
I
right?
do.
Are you a chip person?
I am. Okay. I don't eat them that much because if I were to buy them, I would eat all of them. Yes.
Yeah, same here, except I do eat them too often. But I'm a fan of that salty, crunchy,
Yes.
crunchy snack. Why hasn't there ever been...
I'm going to stop you right there. Is this entertainment industry related? Is this pop culture nerd related?
So remember that movie where somebody ate some chips?
Oh,
that inspired me.
Okay,
to think
we're
about
paralleled
this.
now. Okay.
Yeah. Why hasn't there ever been just like
This is our intro.
like a bag of Doritos that's just a mix of all of their flavors? And I don't mean like put a bunch of chips in a bag and then dump a bunch of different powders. Like individual chips you throw in there. And so it's basically just like rando grab bag. You pull one out, it's a different flavor than last time.
Okay, number one, so many reasons. Number one,
please inform me. I'm
they
genuinely
do
curious.
have the pairs. They do pair them sometimes.
Okay, that's a good start, but that's not the same as what I'm saying.
No, it's not. And mostly because number two, it would end up like your first thing, guaranteed. Even though each one is individually seasoned, by the time it ships and they've all shaken down together and everything like that, they're going to end up...
You'd get some cross-contamination.
Your palate is not capable of handling that.
I guess the cross-contamination it's like when all colors just become gross black or brown or something.
Yes.
It'd be like, it wouldn't create something great. It would just be too many different flavors.
Like,
okay, hold on.
I don't want Cool Ranch on my flaming... No, I do want Cool Ranch on my
well,
flaming hot.
for sure. Exactly. Like, what if all of them would be great? They've got to have at least tested it, right?
Yeah, mostly... Here's the truth. Most chip flavors can be boiled down to two things.
Sure.
Salty or vinegary.
To a certain extent.
And that's really like they're salty, savory,
and then you have the perfect
sour.
chip, which is salt and vinegar.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the best
Absolutely,
kind of chip.
yes.
No, okay, here's the other thing. Pringles in a can where only one side is flavored, like in regular Pringles. That way there's no contamination.
Oh.
So each Pringle is different from the one on top of it.
Okay,
I want
no
idea what the next one's gonna be.
No. That's true, but like flavor specialists have come in and they have specifically created an order to elevate your palate to like.
Oh, dang.
Okay,
No.
This is something true.
Wait.
This is something true with wine tasting.
Screw everything else we were going to talk about.
There's something true with wine tasting. When you go wine tasting, they specifically order the wine
Right,
that you
right.
taste it in so that one doesn't overpower the other or it can complement the other.
But
Anything
here's
like
the
that.
thing, and this very well may be a thing. I think you can go beyond that. Pringles presents Thanksgiving dinner in a can.
I think that might even be a thing.
You start with a few pickle flavor ones or olives that are like, you know,
Oh.
the little hors d'oeuvres you have set out. Then you
Yes.
move into, you know, your main thing. You have mashed potato flavored. You have gravy flavored.
TM Pringles.
Yeah, Pringles. Let us know. We're gonna make
This is
happen.
great. No, I love this because you're right. I mean, you could even have like, and at the end, there's like sweet Pringles.
At
or
the
something
end,
like
yeah,
that.
you have like a strawberry rhubarb or a pumpkin or, you know, like, because
Oh, how
like,
many
that would
sad
work.
people would be sitting down on Thanksgiving alone with a can of that?
Hey, no, it's cool. I got plans. And you just hear a pop, and then
'Kay.
obviously you legally cannot.
Hearsay. I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that the guy who created Pringles, Mr. Pringle, was
Oh, yeah?
cremated and buried in a can of Pringles.
I think that's absolutely true. Let's move on. What's going on in the news?
I have very exciting news for me and people who agree with me.
Okay.
Norman Reedus is still in talks with Hideo Kojima about something. Is it Silent Hills? We don't know.
Did you see that picture that Hideo Kojima posted on like Twitter or whatever?
No.
Where it was him and he's like, sorry to be silent for so long. And then like on the pencil he was holding, it had the word like evergreen or something related to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's like the internet's doing its thing. And at this point, the internet, like people like that, like marketing know that people will do that. So they try to make it.
Right.
They try to bring you in.
I want a Silent Hills so bad.
Yeah.
If it were Death Stranding, but as you're walking along, you're hearing voices like Hellblade style, or you know that something is pursuing you. It's something cool like it's Death Stranding style where there is a lot of just middle of nowhere walking.
Yeah,
there's
just
a
like
lot
an
of gap in the
abandoned,
middle.
creepy town.
Yes, but it's much more atmospheric of horror.
Yeah.
I would be all about
I
that.
would not. I wouldn't play that game.
No, you would
'cause I
not play
wouldn't
that
sleep
game.
for
Yeah.
months. Gizmodo article here. Let's see. This Minecraft library provides a platform for censored journalists.
Okay.
Today, this is an article from yesterday. Today is World Day Against Cyber Censorship, launched by Reporters Without Borders in 2008. Spearheaded by Reporters Without Borders and built by Blockworks and DDB Berlin, which I assume are, you know, Minecraft clubs or whatever,
Right.
Guilds. The Uncensored Library is a place where you can visit within Minecraft to read the works of censored journalists from Russia, Mexico, Egypt, Vietnam, and Saudi Arabia.
Whoa.
Unlike news websites and personal blogs, Minecraft is still accessible in countries that tightly control what is reported about their governments, and Reporters Without Borders is now using this loophole to bypass internet censorship.
That is so freaking
It's
cool.
one of the coolest things I've ever heard.
Holy crap, Minecraft.
Yeah, like I hear a lot of like arguments on my bus about like Fortnite's stupid. It's really about Minecraft because middle schoolers feel like they
Right.
need to be superior with their
Right.
hobbies. But also that's kind of an internet thing sometimes.
Yeah.
Fortnite hasn't done anything like this.
No.
I'm not trying to stoke the flames of the war. I don't think either one has to be better than the other.
I think they're too different to really compare.
Well, 100%. But when it comes to what video games can do beyond being an entertainment, like use of your time,
that is amazing.
this is incredible. Yeah, it's this massive. I'm going to show you a picture of it from the outside. This is what's been built.
Oh, I
So
love
obviously,
it.
just
It
looks
like the White House a little bit.
it's like the Library of Alexandria.
Yeah,
or
it is
something like just this
beautiful and
beautiful
incredible.
garden. Like, but beyond that, inside it has massive like sections for each country where you can, and it has like artistic methods. Like there's a labyrinth of truth, which is representing the hurdles and the maze you have to navigate to find what is true in some of these countries, and like really cool ways to demonstrate that, as well as then you can just like open a thing and read stuff, like actual articles written by journalists that are added in there.
That makes my next article seem like the worst thing. Like,
Just some stupid piece of crap nobody cares about.
I mean, and it's also not good news, I would say.
Oh, all right. Mood swing.
There is a new Sony SpiderMan spin-off coming out that is not in the MCU. So it is in the Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse, but not in the MCU.
Live action?
Yes, live action,
Okay.
at least from what it looks like. And they've hired Robert Orci, writer of The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Okay, no. Writer of The Amazing Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Star Trek Into Darkness, like bad movies. He's not Roberto Orci, and whatever his writing partner is or was, terrible. I think he was in charge of the new Mummy. I think he directed that one. He's bad.
And Mission Impossible 3.
Not a great Mission Impossible.
But this is supposed to be in kind of the same universe as Morbius and Venom. Also, it's technically shared in the Spider-Verse.
Right, because they're direct, like the direct references in the Morbius trailer, including what's his name?
Eddie Brock,
Scorpion.
Oh,
not Scorpion.
Falcon. Not Falcon.
Dang
Vulture.
It. So many animals.
Vulture.
Vulture shows up. So that's we're gonna need a whole map for this.
Yes. So this is in that time. So they have. I feel like they are openly saying we're not going to try that hard.
Yeah, screw you. You'll give us your money either way. So let's not pay much.
I don't
make it.
I don't understand the thought process of, okay, you know what people didn't like? Venom. You know what people are not really excited about? People are not really excited for Morbius.
Morbius looks bad.
Nobody really liked Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Neither of the Amazing Spider-Mans.
So let's bring all of those things together and make
them all
another one. Like, who has these ideas? Who does this?
So Reggie Filsaime has been hired to
All right.
join the board of directors at GameStop.
Is his body ready?
I don't know, but GameStop's not.
Okay, that's interesting.
Let's see, the recently retired president of Nintendo of America will join GameStop's board of directors on April 20th, bro. The announcement was made Monday. GameStop has been floundering seemingly for years. Really this just what's been announced is that he's on the board. He's joined by William Simon, who was from Walmart, and like they've been adding a bunch of people on their board, which is interesting.
I think this is brilliant because Nintendo, under the reign of Reggie Filsaime, I say reign because he was a king,
Sure.
was
forever my king.
number one, attentive to their fans, and number two, innovative.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what GameStop
Yeah, he led
needs right
Nintendo
now.
in a really great way. People love him.
Yeah.
He's become a meme. Like he's hallowed as a good meme.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty good spot to be in on the internet. Unfortunately, I think it's going to need, as GameStop has really needed for a while, is good innovation.
Yes.
And
Because you know what? Retail video game will not survive.
it won't.
You cannot be that
GameStop
anymore.
is. We've talked about this before. We had a whole episode about it where it has to change or die.
Mhm.
And this seems like, okay, we're all in. We're gonna change. And so I'm really interested to see how Reggie Filsaime, because part of me says this seems like more of a marketing decision. Like, hey guys, you like GameStop still? We've got Reggie.
That'll do nothing.
Right,
though.
exactly. It might be like oh, that's cool, but nobody's going to GameStop to buy their game there because Reggie's on the board of.
Right.
If Reggie was like at my GameStop and just like a team member, and he's just like, hey guys, is your body ready for any pre-orders?
I'd
be like,
no, but
"No,
thanks
it
for
isn't.
asking, Reggie.
Buy no magazine either. You could take that magazine and throw it in the garbage.
Anyway, Fox, what have you been up to, man?
Well, we're gonna talk about Onward together.
Yeah,
because we both saw it.
Want to do
But-
that now?
Sure, let's jump
Let's
into
talk about Onward. So first of all, we just want to say props to Disney
Yep.
and the Portland International Film Festival, because the Portland International Film Festival said we would love to be able to have more people, especially kids, coming and recognizing the PIFF.
Yeah.
So Disney, can you help us out with that? And Disney was like, hey, you can screen Onward for free.
Right.
How spoilers do we want to get here?
I don't think we need to spoil things.
No? Okay.
We just
so
talk, yeah.
we're going to talk general plot points, but nothing,
Right,
no spoilers
nothing,
or anything
not gonna
like
end
that.
anything.
So, but Fox and I think we're both underwhelmed.
Yes.
It was good. I
Yes.
enjoyed it. It was not the Disney Pixar that I expected.
No. It was, yeah, we both have kind of said that it felt like their B team.
Now, I do want to say this, because we say the second string come in to make their movie. I say that about the plot of it and maybe the writing of it and directing of it.
Sure, maybe
The animation was stellar.
It was great. Yeah, great. It looked
was
great. I would
stellar.
say it's more about just kind of the creativity behind it.
Yes.
I thought the
agreed.
writing was fine.
Agreed.
I thought it was just more, it was kind of standard. I played the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo.
Yeah.
That's currently available.
Which is more than what we played at PAX.
We went
apparently.
into it, yeah, like I asked you about it and you were like, well, it's just the same thing. And I said,
Yeah.
well, I might as well play it again. Like, we don't have it on our channel and it was fun. Then I went into it and it's like, oh, this is what, there's more. It's the same. So it's the same section of the game. It's essentially the opening of Final Fantasy VII.
Right.
But there's a lot more added to this. There are more cutscenes, plus the characters of Wedge, Biggs, and Jesse. It was longer. You got to the boss of the PAX demo, and then it kept going. After that, you got to escape the place in a certain amount of time.
Oh, nice.
And you do that, and then once you get out, that's where the demo ends.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I love how they've done the combat. Like that combination of active time battle,
so
plus,
smooth,
plus
like butter,
turn-based. Yeah, it works super well.
I binge watched the entire Castlevania season 3 that just came out on Netflix.
Nice.
And it was fine. I'm disappointed in this show.
Yeah.
It
started out, the first season was really great.
Yeah, first season was very, very good. And then these characters kind of all seemed to stutter step in their growth and just stall. I think they wanted them to stay like forlorn and brooding as much as they could.
Right.
They couldn't let it all become okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the second season really fell flat to me. This was
Sure.
better than the second season, but I think what really to me about this season was tough was that it felt like half of a season.
So the Portland International Film Festival has been canceled. As of yesterday, all the rest of the screenings were canceled.
So to be clear, in the state of Oregon, there is a statewide ban of any gatherings of 250 people or more.
Yeah, so the film festival is pretty popular.
Yeah.
I went, other than Onward, I got to go to one other movie. I was planning on going to one last night and then got home from work and saw an email. Hey, it's canceled. And then I was planning on going to one tomorrow also. And so, anyway, I only got to see one other. It was called the Cordillera of Dreams.
Okay.
And I say that because it's Spanish.
Yeah.
Anyway, it is a movie about, it's kind of hard to describe. It is a documentary about the country of Chile. And mostly it's about how the effects of the dictatorship that was overthrown in the 70s there and things that were put into place through that dictatorship, how they still affect the country today. I can enjoy it definitely to a certain level if it's just something I never would have known about.
Yeah.
And it for sure was something I really never would have learned about without seeing this. So at that level, I definitely appreciate it. So that's kind of what the International Film Festival is for me. It's not just to see good movies, it's to learn about other cultures. And that one succeeded. So,
well, on a totally different note,
okay.
I am 2 episodes away from finishing, my wife and I, Lock and Key.
2 episodes away from finishing Your Wife and I.
But yeah. No. My wife and I are 2 episodes away from finishing Lock and Key.
Sure.
It's very good. As always, I gotta give prop to the child actor, the youngest one. I mean, there are 3 teenagers, but 2 of the teenagers are actually, I think they're like 19 and 22.
As, the Hollywood do.
Right. But one of the kids is actually a kid. It's a young guy. His name is Bodhi. And the actor is fantastic.
What's his last name? Is it McBoatface?
Bodhi McBoatface. No, Bodhi's the character in the movie or the TV show. I don't know what the actor's name is, but he is great. A really good young actor. He really helps make the show playful along with all of the creepiness and serious twists and turns of it. I've been playing more Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 without you.
Sure.
And really all I have to say
Traitor.
about that is it's way more fun with people.
Yeah,
All right, let's get down to the nerdy gritty.
absolutely.
Hey guys, before we continue, we just want to let you know that what you just heard was actually an edited down version of the full podcast. We call it the short version. If you'd like to listen to what we call the director's cut, we'd really appreciate for you to head on over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/dezandfox. At our second and third tiers, we offer an unedited version of our podcast, as well as all of our Patreon exclusive content. This means that videos that come out early, or when we talk about new stuff that we're doing, a lot of that shows up on our Patreon, or if we record an entire game through, we do the entire playthrough and put it on Patreon in one big chunk, and so you can binge watch that. All kinds of cool things like that happen to our Patreon all the time. But if that's not something that you can do, we totally understand. We just love when you guys support us in any way that you can. So when you like, comment, share, or rate us, that means the world to us. Thanks again, guys, and enjoy the podcast.
So obviously we've been referencing it quite a bit already, but there's a worldwide, it's been declared a pandemic, official pandemic of the COVID-19 virus, the novel coronavirus.
Coronavirus, which leads to the disease COVID-19.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yes.
So, but
It's the new strain of the coronavirus.
right, it's the novel coronavirus.
I love that book.
And obviously it is affecting the world in so many different ways, and we just want to be clear that as we talk about this, we don't want to make the light of any situation.
Yeah.
It's hitting our town pretty hard right now, actually. Like
100%.
we've already talked about that.
A lot of our life, a large portion of my life is being very disrupted.
Yes. Fox is also works at a church right now, and so
Yeah, and my wife, who goes to law school, all of her classes for the rest of the semester are now online.
Yep. So there are a lot of things going on with that, but as we are the nerdy gritty and we talk about nerd pop culture stuff, we're talking about just how this has been affecting today we're talking about how this has been affecting the nerd world, the pop culture world, and what's been going on within the media. And a lot of this is just going to be reporting, kind of like our news, and some of this is talking about some of the longer impact that it may have.
Yeah, well, I want to look at a bunch of like specific things and then maybe see kind of like extrapolate what that could mean for the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how it's going to affect society in general. So there's a bunch of things we'll get into. Coronavirus has really gotten into every aspect.
Yes.
For the most part. There's something that I want to talk about toward the end that I think is interesting. But let's talk about this. We've talked about E3 a lot.
Yes.
And we've talked about like how it's going to have to change and how things are different. But let's do this first. E3 has been officially canceled.
Right.
This year because of coronavirus concerns. Well, all of this is wise.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I'm just saying, like, E3 is this specific place.
They were pretty quick on pulling that trigger. And I think they were looking for an excuse.
Yes.
I'm not saying that it's illogical. It makes sense to me for them to do that.
Yeah, I don't even know if I call this an excuse. I think this is good for them.
Yes.
And also wise of them.
Also wise.
I think it's both of the things.
Especially since their thing, E3 is not till June. So, like, that's relatively far in advance to cancel something like this. Everything else has been within the first couple weeks. But anyway, E3 has been canceled completely, and they said that there's going to be more of an online presence for it. But let's talk about just real quickly here, since we already have a little bit. What's this going to look like this year? How do you think it's going to change? As well as what do you think could happen? How can they use this for next year? Like, how can they use this respite from having to put on the full-on event to change what they do next year?
I am incredibly excited for this because I think it's a great opportunity for E3 as an organization, as well as all video game companies, publishers, devs, everybody, to take the opportunity to say, what if we did just stream this? What if we did just do this online? What if we didn't do this publicly? You know what? It might not go great.
Yeah.
That's fine. Maybe you don't get as much clout. Maybe it's not as exciting, but you have a genuine reason why you couldn't do that this year. This wasn't you trying something new for funsies and failing at it. This was you, hey, we don't have a choice, so we're going to try this.
We're going to try it
and see how it works. Now, I honestly think that Microsoft, Bethesda, some of the big AAA companies are better off with big presentations like they do.
Sure.
I love watching those presentations.
Sure, they're so
I
fun to
really
watch.
do. Yeah, I really, really enjoy that. But try it. Try the Nintendo Direct style. Try the
Sony,
state of play.
now the Sony state of play style.
Right. Try that style and see how it goes.
Yeah.
And again, I think this will let them reevaluate and see how well it did or did not go, and then come back next year.
What's really going to change here is the vast majority of people who watch are watching it streaming online anyway.
Right.
Or even just later a video of it, not even live streaming. Usually I don't watch them live streaming because I've got other things going on when it's happening. But what's really changing is that E3, and you might not know this, is also a big like floor show expo.
Yes.
Like it's like a PAX. It's a game show that also happens to have these stage presentations of what's coming for these companies. That's really what's going to be affected, is that you can, Sony, or not Sony anymore, but Xbox will say, here's our games, and then you can go play a demo. And that's really exciting for everybody in the room, or everybody who's going to be at the actual floor show, but everybody online's like, okay.
Right.
And so I still think that's a really important thing for people to do, is like, digital demos are fun, but there's a level of hype and a level of just interest, I think, that comes from actually going and playing and feeling like you got the exclusive thing to go do because you went to a show like that. I think they could take this and say, how do we maybe scale it back, or how do we make it more portable? I think E3 could be much smaller, but also multiple shows across the world. Hey, we're doing one live stream, like all the companies are doing live streams, but if you live in Los Angeles, Sydney, New York, Paris, or Tokyo, you can come down and play the demos of the games that are being live streamed and open it up to much more of the world. And I think that they could take this year and kind of test out, how could that work? Could it be doable? I think that would be a cool way to make it happen and bring it to more people, to let people share in the E3 thing, because everybody already gets to see the online video of what's happening.
Well, it's also been really funny because there have been so many years that people have been like, oh, E3, it's failing, it's going downhill.
Right.
E3 cancels this year, and I've seen so many gamers like, what? Oh, no E3 this year? What?
Yeah.
What are we going to, things like that.
It's going to be the same with GameStop. When it's like GameStop's dying, and then they change, or all the stores, half the stores close, and people are like, where do I get my games now?
Yeah. And so I think that, you're talking about them changing things up a little bit and things like that. Also, I think them just not having something is going to make a lot of people realize what they would miss if E3 did not exist.
100%, yeah.
It really is a fun, big event.
Yeah.
Like, we
go to PAX every year. It's really fun.
Yeah. And so I think that this will help them remind people why they exist and why it's good that they're around and things like that. And so I really think that this is all going to be a good thing for E3.
There's definitely that opportunity. For sure.
I really think that they should test some new things out. I love your idea. As you were talking about, I'm like, man, it would be so cool if instead of having this huge show floor or whatever else, they just had like a small hotel rented out, and a few ballrooms, few rooms, and there's like the Sony room with 24 systems hooked up, but they live stream the whole thing, and they invite famous gamers to come and live stream them playing demos on the new systems and things like that, or the demos of their new games. And
right. Or even if you want to do it digitally, for the 3 days that E3 is happening, you can play these online. You can play these, but then when it's done, it's done.
Right. You got to go buy the system or whatever
and so
else.
you don't even have to be wherever they are.
Yeah.
You can play that demo. Steam did this for a bunch of, I think it was E3. No, it was the Game Awards. It was for the, starting the night or the morning of the Game Awards and then going for 2 days. There were 15 games on Steam that you could play demos for. And once that 48 hours was done, you couldn't play them anymore. And I got 3 or 4 of them in, but I didn't get all of them. And I'm like, dang it, I wanted to play more. And it created in me a little bit of a fear of missing out. Yeah. Which, if to me right now, it's not even if E3 was happening at all this year, was happening just normal, it's not really I'm not going. That's just kind of the thing. But if I had an option to do something more, even if it was much smaller scale, it would create I could do that now. I should do that. I should take the time to go do that. And so scale it back, but also give more people an opportunity to take it in. And yeah. Do you want to take the next one? Do you have other? I've got a bunch of articles open in front of me.
Well, I was going to say, let's talk about the movie side of this, because there are a lot of movies that have actually postponed their release date because
I have
of
a whole list right
What
here.
is the list? Go ahead, sir.
All right, Antlers, which is that horror movie about
the Wendigo.
The Wendigo, which I'm actually
it looked pretty good.
I will see that one.
Yeah,
I'm really excited. Also, the Wendigo is a cool creature. A movie called Blue Story. I'm honestly not sure about that one. I think it looks like a cop drama kind of thing. Unfortunately, the one we're most sad about, Fast 9.
Oh, I was going to say Quiet Place 2.
We have to wait. Okay, here's the thing. Fast 9's the only one that is actually given a date for when they will come back. 1 whole year.
Seriously?
Fast 9 is not releasing until April 2nd, 2021 now.
Why though?
I don't know why they've given it that much time, but I do
know. You know what it is? They want to do reshoots and make a good movie.
No. Wait a minute. What if?
No.
What if they're no? What if? No, legitimately. What if
I'm
they're
so
saying?
Afraid of what
let's
you're
wait
gonna say.
year. During that time, let's film Fast 10. Your seatbelts. And
we'll
release that 4 months later, and it'll be the year of Fast and Furious. Like,
okay,
we'll do a back-to-back shooting release like Lord of the Rings.
What if they do shooting all year long, and then they decide to throw them both in the trash
just
can?
take them all right. Trash can. We made him. Good job, family. Where's the dumpster? All right, a movie called The Lovebirds, which has Kamal Nanjiani. It's a comedy.
Yeah.
I wasn't super interested, but it's being delayed.
It didn't look great.
Mulan.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Pretty big one. And New Mutants, which has been delayed like 4 times.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come out like 2 years ago.
I saw the preview forever ago, and I liked the premise, like this super horror. Yeah, but then I haven't seen anything about it forever, and I just kept hearing that it's being delayed, so I think
it was delayed mostly to avoid other bigger superhero. Like, so the first time I think it was mainly delayed because Deadpool 2 was supposed to come out pretty close to it.
Got it.
And they were like, Deadpool 2. Yeah, we can't beat that, Ryan Reynolds. So yeah, it's legit several years later now. Arya Stark, whatever her name is, Maisie Williams, is in it, and she looks so much younger in this than she is right now. It's really funny because she's a teenager and looks different year to year. And then we talked about this last year, No Time to Die, last week. The new Bond movie has been delayed to November. Oh, they do have a date for this one, November 25th. So that's a good long while. And then, Quiet Place 2, which is unfortunate because I was also looking forward to that.
I was really looking forward to that.
And also, here's the one that we were both really looking forward to is Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway.
Oh my gosh.
Dang. Yeah, I was really looking forward to expanding on the Peter Rabbit universe.
I did see the first Peter Rabbit movie.
Really?
And it's not great.
This one looks terrible. Like, I don't understand. These rabbits wear clothes and just walk around town, but nobody seems to be freaking out about it. Like, is this a universe where rabbits are just sentient? And
only these ones.
Yeah, like, are there non-sentient rabbits in this universe, or what's going? Like, it's
the whole thing is dumb.
It's very interesting
real
to
dumb.
me.
Anyway,
so yeah, all of these movies have now been delayed. Some of them significantly to next year, 1 year from now. And here's my theory. I talked about this a little bit. I think it's mostly, obviously less people are going to be going to the theater.
Right. It's a financial thing, I think.
Well, yeah, it's definitely financial, but also I think largely because the Chinese market is where so much money is made.
Yeah.
And especially like Mulan.
Yeah.
That movie is going to be probably pretty huge in China. And China is where the coronavirus, like that's really where where the origin was.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty strict over there right now. And so I think it's a smart move by all of these companies. I'm just wondering really how that's going to affect. Like, I would imagine most of these will come out later this year now. And it's just going to stack the movie schedule.
I am
for the last 4 or 5 months of this year.
See, I'm wondering if maybe like Mulan and a couple of other guaranteed blockbusters will release.
Yeah.
But knowing that it's going to stack, I think that's probably why like Fast 9 is like, let's wait till April when I'll guess
Yeah.
Fast 9 is probably going to be plenty of a blockbuster, make plenty of money, which
you
breaks
do know
my
that
heart.
Fast 8 made over $1 billion.
Yes,
right?
it was
Okay.
one of the was it the highest grossing?
It was the highest grossing in some capacity for a little while.
Yeah.
I don't think it was highest of all time, but it was like the fastest movie.
Either way,
fastest making-
it makes me
money-making
sad,
movie.
but they're bad movies. You know that, right? Like I
Yes,
understand you
do.
enjoy
I
them.
understand.
That's
I
fine.
enjoy them. They're not great, but I enjoy them.
Yes. But I think that
Except they are really good.
stop it. They are as good as the Resident Evil movies. Fight me.
Let's move on because I will do that.
So, I think that especially with the Christmas blockbusters and things like that will be coming out at their normally scheduled time, I bet a lot of movies are going to delay for a long time for like the New Mutants until they can get a comfortable release.
It's gonna have a ripple effect. Most
Oh,
likely.
absolutely.
Movies
yes.
that would release, like Mulan's gonna release at whatever day now, but whatever Disney movie around there was gonna release is gonna be pushed back.
Right.
So there's a quote unquote phenomenon. It's an actual marketing thing. The beginning of every year is movie dry season.
Mm-hmm.
You mostly have terrible horror movies that aren't going to make any money anyway, so they just dump them into theaters real quick. Or you have and a lot of it is it's movie award season, so they re-show those movies. You don't get a lot of blockbusters in January or February.
Right.
This could change that. Take those movies that were supposed to come out in April or May of this year, put them during that dry season, and now you can make more money during a time when you generally don't make a lot of money because you don't put your big movies out at that point. This could I would imagine, maybe fundamentally change how the movie scheduling business of it's like Titanic. It used to be that Christmas wasn't a time you put out new movies, especially huge ones.
Yeah.
You might put out like a Christmas movie kind of thing, or just like a fun
But because everyone was like, nobody's going to go to theaters on Christmas.
Exactly. But wait a minute, we spend billions of dollars at the theater, and we all have the time off anyway.
Yep.
And families in town, and we need to kill time because nobody just wants to sit around and talk to their family for 4 days straight. Let's go to a theater where we legally aren't allowed to talk. So Titanic was supposed to be a summer blockbuster. It was pushed to the winter, and it made the most amount of money a movie had ever made until last year.
No, I think it was Avatar that broke it,
Avatar,
wasn't it?
yeah, until Avatar. So a decade and a half later ish. I don't remember when Avatar came out.
Made
but
all of the money.
Right. And it was another Jim Cameron movie, which that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Anyway, go back to making good Terminator movies. Anyway, so maybe this could change, like that fundamentally change things, because now we have huge blockbusters during the Christmas season every year. It's still not the same as the summer, but maybe this will, hey, I guess we'll just throw New Mutants in January.
Yeah.
We got to put it out sometime. There are people who want to see it, so why not? Let's just do it. And we'll find out that people want to see movies all the time. So
yeah, it's not hard to go and see a movie.
Especially with the whole subscription service thing coming into vogue.
Yes.
Like, for me, there's a lot less for me to see lately. So I would love to have New Mutants come out when there was nothing else.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how this all pans out, how it works out. It's been funny also to me to see the statements of why it's happening. John Krasinski's statement was, it's really a togetherness movie, and it's one that you want to see with people.
John,
just
hey,
say that you want to make money, man.
Jimothy?
Can I call you Jim?
Can I call you Jim? You just want to make more money. I get it.
That's fine.
I'm not offended by that.
Yeah.
It's a movie. I'm excited to give you money. Well, for you to receive whatever from my subscription after seeing it. I think you make a good movie.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's okay, man.
It doesn't
it's okay
have to be this
that.
emotional thing.
Just say like, hey, we want to release it at a time that the most people can see it at once.
Right.
That's just say that.
I get it, bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do I want to just copy Munch Squad, but be about like movie release pressers that are all just stupid.
Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, it's okay. You don't have it's also okay if we don't see it right now. We're going to be fine. Speaking
of that, it was also really sad to see that Tom Hanks and his wife have coronavirus. They are in the elevated area for
higher risk.
Higher risk.
Here's something interesting. They would not have found out had they not gone to Australia. and I don't mean to get political here, but America has not been great at being ready to test for the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Australia was, though, and they happened to go and were tested when they got there and found out they have it.
Yeah.
So thanks, Australia. He's our number one national treasure. Please protect him.
Yes.
Please protect Tom Hanks.
He makes the best movies.
He was Sully, and
That's
guy,
what he's
that
known
guy
for.
in the Green Mile, whatever his name is.
He's also in Cloud Atlas,
Bosom
a normal
Buddies,
movie
that was very
not
important.
all weird.
He was big, okay? He was small and then he was big. We can't let him go. He's also Mr. Rogers, and that's a legitimately great movie.
He's also Forrest Gump.
Like, look,
Yeah, okay.
he's the greatest person we've ever produced here in America. So please.
I think Fox and I both agree that he is one of, if not the greatest actor of our time.
He's one of the
He's
one of the
incredible.
best that just has some of the best roles. Anyway, so let's move on, because here's a big thing I know for you right now: Disneyland.
Yep.
All Disney parks
Are
have been
closed
closed
for the
rest
entire
of
month
the
of March.
month.
Yeah.
And I know you are planning on going to Disneyland
In May,
in
thankfully.
May.
Yeah.
And I know your wife the other day, before all this really happened, was talking to us in the office, because if you don't know, Dez's wife also works at the church where I work.
Yeah.
We were talking about how she was like, maybe this whole coronavirus thing will mean that when you guys go to Disneyland,
It'll be empty.
It won't be packed. And now
It's literally empty.
and now it's literally empty and might be more packed because they're taking a month off. So I'm really interested to see how that's going to affect things. This is the fourth time
In
the
history.
65-year history that Disney has closed for a significant period of time.
Yeah.
They've closed here and there for whatever reason, but for an actual, lengthy amount of time where they're going to lose money, fourth time in 65 years.
First of all, obviously this is a good idea. It's
100. All of this is a good idea. We should over worry right now so that we don't have to over worry later.
but not panic. I want to be clear. There's a difference between over worrying
I wasn't going to
and
say
panic.
it, but
Because there are also some things going on in our area, like you can't buy toilet paper right now.
right.
I don't know why that, I don't know how much pooping people are expecting to do, but
Luckily, I've got a lot of trees around my house, so I'll be good there.
just rub your butt on the. Anyway,
Yes, rub my butt on the tree.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's what I was saying.
but for Disneyland, I think that this is something that which you guys may not know, that they have done for a really long time, is changes that need to be made to the park. They try not to shut down areas as often as possible.
Right.
And so they will midnight run so many things as often as they can. It used to be, so in Frontierland, there is a shooting range, and now it's a light gun shooting range.
Makes sense.
It used to be an actual BB gun shooting range.
Yep.
And every single night, they had people that would come in overnight and repaint any chips that were put in the paint,
Man,
or
Disneyland's crazy.
fix anything that were made. This is the type of stuff that Disneyland does every single night to make sure that that place is pristine the next morning. This is an opportunity for them to stop, browse the entire park, and make any changes that need to be made.
They're going to be able to just. They are in the process. In July, they are opening Avengers Campus.
Yeah, I'm sad that I'm missing that by a month.
I'm very sad that you're not going there, because that's what I want to go for.
I'll say this, that Hollywood area was the weirdest decision to me.
I mean, it was called California Adventure, and so they were leaning into the California experience, but people go to Disney. People don't think of it as a different thing from Disney, in my mind. It's just Disneyland different. It's Disneyland light.
California Adventure is becoming the Pixar area, and I'm liking that.
Right.
I think that's a good idea.
They're just doing
for
specific things there. Yeah, I like that it's very specific. They're keeping Disneyland mostly how it's kind of always been.
Yeah.
For the most part, and then where they want to do some new stuff is where. Anyway,
if you watch the Defunct Land on California Adventure and things like that, it's really interesting.
Now here's some really interesting things that I'm reading an article from GameSpot about this whole Disneyland closing thing. There have been no reported cases of COVID-19 at Disneyland in California. However, the company decided it was the best interest of our guests and employees to close the park, keep people safe. Disney also confirmed that it will continue to pay its park employees, called cast members.
Yeah.
Even during this time. Disney can do it.
Yeah, it's they have the money.
Well, yeah, Bob Iger, he's resigned, but he'll still come back and just open his wallet and be like, all right,
here you go.
Here's some
Hang on.
endgame money. Here's some endgame money. $10 million for everybody.
That's
but
awesome,
also,
though.
people who have booked trips to Disneyland in March during the closure can request refunds.
That's awesome.
Like, you gotta.
Yeah.
Like, it's this weird place where, honestly, they could say, hey, we couldn't foresee this coming. And we're doing this, yes, out of safety, but also to protect ourselves financially. And I could understand, oh, sorry, guys, like, this sucks. And I couldn't really complain too much. But also, this is a great opportunity to say, hey, we really appreciate you, so we're going to give you all the opportunity to make your money back or reschedule, and we really appreciate our employees, and we understand this isn't your fault either. And of the two of us, one of us can afford to continue paying. So we'll take that hit, and it won't be a big hit for them.
It's awesome that Disney's doing this, especially because, like, I mean, talking about movie theaters. Movie theaters are going to have a lot less traffic. They're going to be bringing in less employees. They're not going to keep paying those employees that they're not bringing in. Restaurants that are going to be empty are not going to continue to be paying employees.
Right.
Like, Starbucks is considering going to drive-through only. They're not going to be paying their extra employees. Like, there's no way. But Disney is cool enough, and it's awesome of them to be able to say, we understand this is going to hurt a lot of you guys. We also know that we have all the money in the world.
We know that we can take that hurt more than you can.
Yes, so let us help you.
Yeah.
That's great.
So yeah, great job. Also just learned actually right here, Disney World in Orlando, Florida will remain open.
Oh, interesting.
And then Disney has also temporarily shut down some of its parks in Asia due to the virus.
Right.
So yeah, good job. Universal Studios Hollywood is also closing until March 28th. So yeah, lots of stuff going on there. Let me see. I think there was one more thing. Oh, yeah. So Overwatch League has also canceled all of its March and April events, which is really interesting to me because it doesn't say, let's see.
Well, all sports have.
All major, arena sports. I'm wondering if this, and I have an article here that I could probably read more of and find out, but I'm wondering if this just means like our live event, we're just not having people, or if it's like the actual event online is canceled too. Like, couldn't they just continue to have it and people watch online still, or is...
I mean, it's the same with any sport. When the the Baltimore riots were going on a few years ago, the
It's my favorite
Orioles,
basketball team.
the Baltimore Riots. That would be a really inappropriate name.
It's like the soccer team, the MLS soccer team called the Chicago Fire.
Oh,
That's
I didn't
real
know.
Thing. That's a real thing. Somebody's like, that's a good idea.
At least that's a little bit more dated, but still.
We're the Wuhan COVID-19s.
Yeah, exactly. We're the infected, the Wuhan infected.
That's a band.
But they played in an empty stadium during the Baltimore riots.
Yeah.
They closed the stadium, but baseball was still held there, and it was really weird and awkward.
Yeah.
They could keep doing that. Sports could, or you could just postpone and
100%.
actually
It's
have it be the exciting event.
the
you
money
want it
for
to
those
be.
events, like the whole Overwatch League, the money comes from people going and attending. It's just like regular sports, I
Right.
would assume.
Right.
That they're going to
Some
take
of the money.
a lot of it though. Like
Yeah.
they're going to take a pretty major hit if no fans can go and see an NBA game. Like,
Right.
that's going to be a big deal.
I don't know if it's the same with esports. I do know that most of the money from sports teams come from TV deals and
Sure,
radio
sponsors
deals
and
and
all that
sponsors and
jazz.
whatnot.
Sure. Yeah. So obviously a lot of it's a safety thing,
Yeah.
but also, like it's just very interesting to me that they would just completely cancel it all.
I'm very curious to see if I were an indie dev right now, I would go on crunch time and try and release my game right now.
Right now.
And-
okay, we're in early access. It's kind of broken, but you can
Yeah.
play it during your time off.
Exactly. A lot of people, including you and I, are getting extra time at home right
Yep.
now
Yep.
and are being told stay home right now. And for people who don't have kids to watch, which is a lot of America,
Yo.
there's plenty of time to
My
game right
kids are
now.
called Isabel and Doom Guy. I'm going to watch a lot of them.
Isabella Doom Guy. That's-
Isabel Doom Guy.
So I think that this is a great opportunity for a lot of games and gamers and devs and things like that, gaming in general, to become really widespread and to do a lot of interesting stuff right now.
Yeah. Let's move in, like, not to cut you up, but let's move into that kind of like,
Yeah.
how can this, not to try to make it like, oh, how can it be a good thing, but how is this going to affect the world as we all sit at home and find things to occupy our time? What can we do?
I think first and foremost, streaming services are going to be a big help.
Oh, it's massive.
Yeah, I think that streaming services, I think it would be really, really cool if somebody like Hulu or Netflix or whoever else said, hey, we're giving a free month. Anybody who wants to, go.
They usually do that with their, free
Right,
subscription,
free
but if
email or
you're-
whatever else. But if they just said it doesn't matter, yeah, just
to everybody who's already subscribed.
or whatever else. Yeah, we're giving everybody, whoever wants to subscribe right now, anybody, a free month or a free 2 months or whatever.
In addition, then if you want to get your regular free month before you subscribe after that,
Right.
Yeah, that would be very, very smart.
Not only will it
get
hook
people addicted.
yeah, it'll hook them, but it'd be so cool right now just to say, hey, we get that you have to spend a lot of time at home right now. Hey, watch some shows.
This also
Come on,
might
man.
be a great time for a streaming service to kind of counteract the movie pushbacks. Say, hey, that show that's coming out in 2 months, it's actually ready to go. We're gonna put it out right now.
That's
So,
a great idea.
Like, what if they said tomorrow, hey, Stranger Things 4 dropping on Monday? Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
No.
But like, that would be freaking awesome, and a lot of people would be like, okay, I can panic less now.
Yeah, absolutely. Give them something else to talk about.
Right.
Same thing with video games. I think it'd be really cool if there's like DLC that's been sitting around for a while. If people were like, hey, we're going to release that a few months early.
Yeah.
Or this game, we're going to try and get it out, or we're going to give early access to digital people.
Sure.
Stay in your house, stay safe, guys. I
Yeah.
think this is a really great opportunity for all digital services to be able to
shine.
To shine.
To
yeah,
really
do some
shine.
cool things.
Yeah, because it's true that in the past, when you have things like prohibition or just like a depression, what still thrives to a certain extent is the entertainment industry.
Yes.
People are always looking for an escape or just something to distract themselves.
Man, I just did a deep dive on prohibition for another YouTube channel I'm going to be starting.
Huh.
But the whole prohibition thing came because of a disease being rampant, alcoholism,
Yeah.
and the huge damage it was doing. And I think that we're in a similar situation where there's like a lot of a huge issue going on right now, sickness running rampant, and what we can do about it. But digital media has an opportunity to be different than, instead of somebody running out with a picket and saying stay in your homes forever.
Right.
Now we can say, hey, here's an opportunity.
Here's a
for
reason
you
to stay in your
yeah.
homes forever.
You can enjoy yourself.
You
while
already
you're at
wanted to
home.
do this. Now you have a reason to.
So I think that video games and streaming services have a great opportunity to shine here.
Yeah. Here's one last thing. So do you know about what folding at home is? Essentially,
No.
the idea that your computer can be used to assist projects in
Oh,
other
yeah.
places, to then give them more computing power or more
Right.
space to run that. That is possible for this is a Life Hacker article. Came out yesterday at 9 a.m. David Murphy is the author. How to assist coronavirus research with folding at home. You have you have the opportunity. Let me see. Download the Folding at Home client for Windows. Yeah, look this up. It's really simple, and your computer can be used toward discovering the vaccine for the coronavirus.
Right.
Like, it sounds crazy, but it's true. Your computer just sitting there, if it's just sitting there right now, can actually be used for things like this. This has also been talked about for like video game computing. Also, like, you can hook it up to the cloud and somebody streaming can use the power of your computer to assist theirs. But
There's a lot of, and this has been going on. The PlayStation 4, when it very first released, had something for cancer research.
Yeah.
Where whenever
Yeah.
your PlayStation 4 is in rest mode, it can be used to help power cancer research.
so that's an opportunity you have also at home. Use that beefy rig you got
Right.
to amp up the ohms on the other computers.
Absolutely.
So yeah, go to Folding at Home for Google Folding at Home. It'll be really easy to find and really easy to make happen.
There are a lot of things that you, listener, can do to help out here. Number one, obvious things: wash your hands.
Yeah, all
Stay out of
those
large
standards.
places, things
Listen
like that.
Listen to the government, like
Yeah.
the CDC.
Take it seriously, but don't panic.
Right. Yeah, panicking is not going to help anybody.
Right.
We'll get through this.
But also, as a nerd, some things that you can do are stream stuff or host small gatherings at your house to play board games, things like that. Like, entertain people, try to distract yourselves from things like this. Do things that, number one, make sure you're being clean, make sure you're being
Right,
smart, no
right.
large gatherings, things like that. But also, as nerds, one of the things that makes our culture so great is how it brings us together and how it brings us and unified with one another. Really shine with that right now.
Right. Hey, we all have work off, maybe, or whatever. Come over, let's have a board game night.
Yeah.
And just chill together and use this time to just go beyond. Yeah, sitting at home and streaming, it's fine. Nobody's judging you for that. But also, it's an opportunity.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your support. hey, we want you guys to know that we're with you through all this weird, crazy time, and it's weird and it's rough, but it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
It will be all right. And remember, thanks to I almost forgot
You
it.
need to write these things down every time. Or...
I just know that it's my job to finish it
Right,
out, but
thanks.
you also have stuff too.
Right. Thanks to Granger for the use of our theme song, putting the days. Oh wait, nope, that's the other thing. Nope.
That's the album for my brother,
right,
my
I got that
brother and
wrong.
me.
For the use of our theme song, all my neighbors have
All my friends have
Wi-Fi.
This is why I do this.
That's why you do this.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Thanks to Granger for the use of our
Thank
theme
you.
song. All my friends have Wi-Fi, and
was
some of my neighbors
floundering.
do too. Off of the album Dear Sam, it is a great track.
Great jam.
I love their sound. Like I know I say it every time, but
Yeah.
I really do dig their sound.
They're fun dudes.
Now you talk about our YouTube channel.
Yeah, head over to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/dezandfoxplay. We've got a lot of stuff going on, stuff to watch during the time off you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our road to doomsday is as you are listening to this or afterward. Well, if you're listening to it the day it comes out, we're on Doom 2016, guys. We're close. Doom Eternal comes out this Friday, and so our it's including Doom 2016. 43 episodes long. I have a whole playlist of Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom 3, and Doom 2016, which will be followed by Doom Eternal. When that starts, I'm going to be playing that the minute it drops. And then also Doom 64, because that you get a free download, and I'll be playing that one also. We've got what do we got out on there? Marvel vs. Capcom.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
One.
Yeah, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Hopefully we'll be finishing up this week.
Yep.
And that'll be a lot of fun. With all my free time, I'm going to be kind of attacking my backlog. So I'm going to be playing the Backbone.
That's why it's on the Backbone
demo.
It's
yeah.
called Backbone.
As well as
it's ironic because your Backbone was bad.
It was really bad. I'm also going to be showing you guys The Watcher in Slay the Spire. I'm going to be doing a run with The Watcher and just some things like that. So
and we'll be playing Animal Crossing as well.
Right.
So come hang out at our village,
on
our island.
Thank you guys again for all your support. And remember that washed hands save lives.
Thanks, guys.
My voice sings